Jai Shri Mataji. We cordially welcome you to this session of collective Sahaj meditation. For the benefit of new seekers, we give some information in brief. Within every human being, there resides a dormant divine energy called as Kundalini or Holy Ghost. By her phenomenal spiritual powers, Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi awakens this energy within us, and we experience a soothing, cool breeze in our palms and above our head. This makes us peaceful and calm, yet very dynamic. By regular Sahaj meditation, our spiritual ascent as well as worldly well-being takes place. Let us now take our self-realization from Shri Mataji.
Keep your eyes closed. First of all, please put your right hand on your heart. All the time the left hand is towards me. Now, here you have to say, in your heart, with all sincerity, Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question 3 times in your heart. This is a very fundamental question. Now bring the right hand on to the left hand side of your stomach, in the upper part. Here press it. Now this is the center of your mastery, your guidance, your Guru Tattva as they say. So ask a question, Mother, am I my own master? This is a question to be asked 3 times. Mother, am I my own master? Now, bring your right hand down below, in the lower part of the abdomen. Now, this is the center from which all the divine work is done. All the pure work is done. So to ask 6 times, because this center has got 6 petals. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. 6 times you just ask. As a result of this asking, the Kundalini starts getting awakened. Now to help the Kundalini rise, you have to cooperate with her. So please put your right hand on the left hand side in the upper part of your abdomen and press it on the stomach. Now here you have to say with full confidence, to help the Kundalini to rise, Mother, I am my own master. This you have to say 10 times. These are the 10 commandments which you have to say. That, Mother, I am my own master. Now, 10 times with full confidence. Now, please raise your right hand to your heart. Now, here you have to say, again with full confidence, Mother, I am the Spirit. This is the truth. You are the Spirit. But you have to say with full confidence, Mother, I am the Spirit. This you have to say 12 times. Now one has to know that God Almighty is the ocean of love. But above all, He is the ocean of forgiveness. So He forgives. Whatever wrong you do, He forgives. So don't feel guilty and put your right hand across. On the left hand side, in the corner which is made by your neck and your shoulder. Now here you have to say, again with full confidence, 16 times, Mother, I am not guilty. Please say it. Mother, I am not guilty. 16 times. I am not guilty at all. Please say it. Please say it. Very hot. Now raise your hand across on your forehead. And it's a very important center. Here you have to say from your heart, Mother, I forgive everyone. Please say it from your heart. How many times is not the point. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now some would say that it's very difficult to forgive. But it's a myth that we do not forgive or we forgive. We do not do anything in both the cases. But if we don't forgive, then we play into wrong hands. So please say from your heart, Mother, I forgive everyone. Now please take your hand on the back agya, the same center, on the back side of your head and allow your head to rest on it and push it back a little bit. Now here, you have to say, for your satisfaction, because you always feel guilty, that, O Divine, if I have done anything wrong, please forgive me. Please forgive me. From your heart. Stretch your hand fully and put your center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a very soft bone in your childhood. Press it hard. Press hard your scalp. Now you have to move it 7 times, saying one thing, which you have to ask for. Mother, please give us my self-realization. Because I cannot force on you. So you have to ask for it. 7 times, press it hard and move it 7 times. Very hard. slowly, saying that.
We just now, with the blessings of Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi, experienced the awakening of the dormant Kundalini energy within us. This energy, rising through the Sushumna channel, pierces our Brahmarandra or fontanel bone area and becoming one with the all-pervading divine energy, nourishes our 7 chakras. These are Mooladhar, Swadhisthana, Nabhi, Anahat, Vishuddhi, Ajna and Sahasrar. To sustain and make this state stable, called as the Nirmal or pure state, regular Sahaja meditation is necessary. Come, let us now in brief learn about the Nabhi chakra.
Firstly, in Diwali, the first day they buy something for the family. You can maybe some cooking utensil, could be an ornament for the wife or something like that. Because that is the day of housewife. And that day is to be celebrated as the housewife's, I should say, homage to her. As a result, you know, in India, even now, housewives are very much respected. Actually, they are respected all over. You will be amazed that even in the protocol of the government receptions, anywhere, the wife is very important. And where she is sitting, what is her position is very important. Even today, in the most modern and advanced countries also, there was special respect for the housewife. The housewife may not be educated. She may be a very simple woman. She may not be very modern. There was an experience for me. In London, we had a program where we all were invited, and the head of the delegation, his wife was missing. So they asked me, where is she? Because there's a seat for her, she has to sit there. I said, I don't know, I didn't see her, she must be somewhere here. So just before starting, I went to the washing room, and I was surprised she was sitting in the waiting room there. I said, what are you doing here? They are all waiting for you outside.
So she said, they asked me to sit here. So I went out and I told them, now she's sitting there, why don't you call her to sit in her seat? Is she the wife? I said, yes, of course. She's the wife. We thought she was some secretary. I said, what made you think? This lady had, you see, very modern ideas, wearing a very modern, slick dress and all that. And everybody thought this lady must be the secretary at the most. So they made her sit in the waiting room. You see, so it's expected of a housewife to be decently dressed, honorably dressed, and not to dress up like a secretary or somebody who is just in the office, because she's regarded as the highest, whether you like it or not. But she had permed her hair and she has been to a very expensive place for all decorations and everything. And poor thing, when she arrived, they put her in the waiting room near the bathroom. That's what it is. So, for a housewife, she is the dignity of the household. Not only that, but she is responsible for the complete culture of that country. Complete culture of that country. They represent the culture. Like in India nowadays, they have started in the films showing all kinds of funny dresses. But I haven't seen any housewife wearing that. I haven't seen anybody. It's not in reality, it's only in the film. Because the society is so strong. And the housewife is supposed to be a decent person. She has to be decent, she has to be very dignified, and she has to behave in a dignified manner. On the contrary, I would say we had a Prime Minister called Lal Bahadur Shastri. His wife was absolutely uneducated because Shastriji went to jail and she couldn't take her education. Very simple, ordinary woman. And she went to France. That time there was this Mr. de Gaulle, he was the president. And his wife was another very simple woman. So Shastriji told her that you are not to cry when you are leaving Mrs. de Gaulle. Now we become great friends. God knows, she didn't know French and she didn't know Hindi. But somehow both of them became great friends on the level of housewives. And when he warned her not to cry, what happened that they started crying when they had to leave. So Shastriji said, I told you not to cry. He said, it is she, this French lady started crying. What can I do? I had to cry with her. So, you see, it's a kind of a great collectivity of housewives that has to work out. They have common problems. They have to face their children. They have to look after the household, everything. I mean, there are so many common problems with the housewives. And the housewife also knows all little things. You see, men, at least in India, don't know much because they live in the air, I think. So the women have more sense in this respect for small things. They are quite aware. It's very interesting sometimes. The men commit mistakes of such a great humor because they do not deal with day-to-day life, with all the problems of daily life. On one side, the woman housewife has to deal with the daily life. On the other side, she has to look after her family, her children. Also, poor thing, she is responsible for the society. She has to maintain the society. In a country where women are sensible and are matured, you will be amazed that they become extremely good families, good societies and good children. That's why I must say India is a very good country of very good society. This is come out of the housewives, the Griha Lakshmis of the house who have done all the work that is important as far as the culture is concerned. This kind of thing is very much in India. And with that, what you find that the people respect the housewives. So respecting the housewife is the most important thing in our Sahaj culture. But that doesn't mean that the women should try to dominate and trouble and fight with the husbands. But it means a very important position in the society of a housewife. She is treated as something like a Devi only. But she too has to be a Devi. If you treat her like a doormat, then children will never respect her. If you don't pay proper respect to her, the children won't respect the mother, and there will be no impact of the mother on the children. As a result, the children get wayward. And in the societies or in the countries where the mother is not respected, you will find the children become extremely dominating, hot-tempered and horribly uncollected. So it's very important that on this day we call it Dhanteras, the 13th day. You have to buy something for your wife and you have to give her something as a present. At least you should buy a little pot or something that can be used in the kitchen to show your respect to her. In the families where mother is not respected, children become extremely troublesome and their family also suffers. Wherever they are married, whatever happens to them. Men have to realize it is their mistake that they have never respected their wife as they should have. In the presence of the children, if they shout, in the presence of the children, if they don't show any respect, the children can never respect the mother. It is something, a criminal thing to do to women who are in the household, doing all the work for you, looking after you, your family, not demanding anything. Only if you want to understand how they can be troublesome is see them in the politics. When they go in the politics, they put all men upside down. And one woman can put all of them in their proper senses. Because their field is their house, their family. If they are not respected in the family, they get out of the family and behave in such manner that you can't imagine. Though she has to bear a lot, she has to suffer a lot, but in the family, she must be respected. That's a very, very important message of Griha Lakshmi. Then the second day is the one where this horrible Rakshasa called as Narakasura was killed. Always all killing is done with the power of the Shakti. This Narakasura was the fellow who had tortured so many people and had done lots of cunning stuff. He was a very treacherous, cunning man, and it was impossible to kill him. But then somehow or other, with the advent of a special power, that this Narakasura was killed. That was the another day, fourth day, where Narakasura was killed. They say that when he was killed, the door of hell was closed. So people should take their baths early in the morning. But I am of the opinion that day if the door is open, better not take bath. Be in your beds till this fellow is put fully into Nark. You should not bother about him. Nark means hell. And from the hell, they extracted him and killed him. The last one is the best, where they have the meeting of Sri Rama and his brother Bharat. Sri Rama went to jail obeying his father. And for 14 years he was not a jail, but in a, we could say, he went in the forest. It was a kind of a jail only because he was living in the palaces and he was sent in the forest by his father and his daughter-in-law, also means his own wife, and also the brother. They went together into great sufferings. And you know the whole story of Ramayana. The child that lived in the palaces had to go in the forest and live in terrible conditions when he was to be the king. Was too much. But Sita went with him and she supported him, and ultimately it so happened that Ravana came and took away Sita. But Sri Rama fought Ravana, killed him and brought back his wife. But when they came back to their own capital in Ayodhya, there was a big jubilation, and Bharat, his brother, he was very much attached to his brother and he ruled that country with the paduka, they say, is the kind of sandalwood chappals they use of his brother. He put it on the throne and ruled. So that is how the Bharat Milan, the meeting of Bharat with Sri Rama, is celebrated, and that was the time he was crowned also as the king. So it is long time back, thousands of years back, this thing has happened. That jubilation is very significant, that the right king gets his own throne and he rules, and all injustice and all kind of atrocities he has gone through has to be completely finished from his life, and that's why Diwali is important. So the last day they worship the goddess Lakshmi because it is her blessings that brought forth all these beautiful meetings, and that's why they worship her, Lakshmi as it. But there are 9 types of Lakshmis within us, which I think I have told you sometimes back. Now in that Lakshmi Puja is this, that you worship the Lakshmi herself. It doesn't mean money, not at all. To worship money is wrong. But what it means that Lakshmi is the money which is with us, or the whatever prosperity with us, should be very carefully spent because she is very mobile and the money can slip out. On the contrary, you should not be at all miserly. Miserly people, Lakshmi is not happy. But if you want to spend, you must spend it in the right way, otherwise the money is spent in the wrong way. Now when the Lakshmi was created, you must be knowing out of the churning of the sea she came out. She had 4 hands. One hand was to give. She is generous, she gives. Like this, she gives, and with one hand she blesses. These are her 2 hands. One is to give and to bless the person. Very important it is that when you give to somebody something, you forget about it. And you bless that person. Not only you give money, but also you bless that person. The other 2 hands have got 2 lotuses of pink color. Pink is the color of love. And a person who has money should have a house which is full of love. Any guest who comes in the house should be respected. He should be treated just like God. In India you have noticed how they think foreigners means God to them. Here foreigner is a bad word, but in India it is very respectable. If you are a foreigner, means you are God. How they have looked after you, you know that in India. This is the reason. This is the basic culture of India. That anybody who is a guest, he may be anything. If he is a guest, then he is to be treated like God. In the other countries it's just the other way around, If you are a foreigner, then people think it's not even proper to talk to that person. I don't know how the mentality is like that. I'll have some water. But not in Sahaja. Sahajogis are not like that. They treat the guests very well, I have heard. They look after each other and they are beautifully collective. So this is what is the meaning of the lotus, is a house full of love. Like a beetle which has got even thorns. When it comes to the lotus open out and the beetle goes inside and sleeps very nicely and comfortably. Even the beetle, undisturbed. That is how one should treat if you have money. But here what I find in the world now, if you have money, you become yourself like a beetle. It's so full of thorns and horrible ideas, so insulting, and think no end of yourself. It's just surprising is that money we should give them the form of Lakshmi Swarupa, they become like devils. And the way they treat other people is even worse than that. So these are the significance of the form of the goddess. But the best is she is just standing on the lotus. That means no pressure on anyone. She exists on her own, no pressure. She doesn't put any pressure on anyone. Just on her own she stands, and all her weight and all balanced on her own dignity. This is the way a Lakshmi should be. And that's how, if it is, when happens, in the countries where people are having now financial crisis and all kinds of crisis, things will improve. People will enjoy. They don't enjoy their money, nothing. They don't enjoy. This is just aggressiveness and also funny ideas of having something very expensive things and what you call the designers. Now I think these designers are anti-Lakshmi, that they have come because they are extracting all your money nicely and all your money goes to waste. If not that, then people take to womanizing or to drinking, such wasteful habits. They don't do anything which we can call as really the blessing of the Lakshmi. So one has to remember that when you want to give something to someone, do it with the full heart. Such full heart that it forms that Lakshmi Prasad.
We hope you are benefited by this Sahaja meditation. Please do come again for the next session. Jai Shri Mataji.